Becoming a pet owner seems like a very simple matter, but the truth about it is much darker than you would think. Buying your pet from a breeder almost guarantees supporting nasty businesses like puppy mills, which contribute to almost 2 million of America's puppy sales. Adopting from somewhere like the Humane Society, however, guarantees that you will save a life.
We've had some animals that stay with us for over a year available for adoption, waiting for a home, and some that get adopted the same day that they go up for adoption. We don't euthanize just for like time or space here. San Diego, as a county, has gotten to zero euthanasia of healthy and treatable animals.
Animals get as much time as they need to get a home, as long as they are healthy medically and behaviorally. That is not the case in many cities and many shelters around the country. There are lots of places where an animal has a certain amount of time, could be a few days, and if that animal is not adopted, whether they are completely healthy, whether they're young, no matter anything, if they're out of space, that animal can be euthanized.
Many animals come to us healthy, ready to go up for adoption if that's their pathway, and some require more extensive medical care. We have animals that come in having been hit by a car, having been abused in some way, or needing medical treatments.
When you adopt, you are helping an animal who's already here and who needs a home. So you are helping a shelter by taking an animal and getting more space for us to help other animals.
We offer low-cost vaccinations to the public. We have our community veterinary program where we offer low-cost veterinary care.
You are getting a pet who is current on their vaccinations, already has a microchip, a permanent ID, that goes under their skin and stays there forever. And you're getting this all-inclusive pet who has all of these things already that comes with them, as opposed to buying a pet where you could pay hundreds, thousands of dollars, and they don't have all of those things. They don't have any of those things coming with them, and that's something that you would then have to spend your money to do.
Whether you buy or adopt, the fact still stands that only around 400,000 animals are adopted each year from shelters, while over 2.1 million are bought from puppy mills legally and illegally.
I bought Tater as a puppy from a breeder who breeds service animals, and I adopted Comet. I have adopted in the past where the dog had a lot of behavioral issues and health issues. If you're going to get a service dog and you want it trained specifically for you, I think that's really important to buy, because then you have the longevity, the entire animal's lifetime, versus if you're taking a dog in that's only a couple years old and then having to train it. For me specifically, it was better to shop for a service dog versus adopt, just because of the longevity of the dog's life.
Over 4.3 million puppies are born in illegally run puppy mills each year. These dogs are born into rough conditions, and only about half of them survive. Only around 1 million of these bred dogs are born in legal and safe breeding facilities, where hundreds of thousands of people purchase their new best friend.
Victim of violence like this little guy, somebody hit him with a baseball bat, that's why he's missing his lower jaw. They are able to eat the trash that people leave and drink the water, the stagnant water. So they're able to survive off of the scraps that humans leave behind. Some of them get run over by cars, attacked by other animals, but mainly they're just running the streets, malnourished and dying of thirst. Breeders, they really don't care about the conditions of the animals. They're just trying to make money off of these animals, and they'll target animals that are wanted, like Frenchies, English Bulldogs, Pugs, and various other breeds.
If you are buying a dog from a pet store, most likely from a puppy mill, yes. So if you're buying a guinea pig from a pet store, if you're buying any pet from a pet store, they were bred to specifically be sold. There are breeding facilities, puppy mills for dogs. So those are the animals that are ending up at pet stores. Those adult animals who are being bred, they're being bred repeatedly, they're kept in inhumane conditions, and as long as people continue to buy the puppies, they are basically funding puppy mills and funding those irreputable breeders.
They'll have a mother, and typically they'll cross them with the son, so there's a lot of interbreeding, which causes a lot of problems. For instance, Frenchies, they've been so interbred that they always have issues with their breathing, their spine, their ears, their skin.
Oftentimes those animals are inbred or they often come to us with disease because they haven't been cared for in conditions that are proper. They come in maybe under-socialized.
So that's what we're dealing with when you're dealing with breeders. You're dealing with all this interbreeding so they can make as much profit, and these animals are very sickly and cost a lot of money. Rescues, they do not have that issue. If your family interbred over, let's say, 12 generations or 15 generations, do you think you'd be looking as healthy as you are now? Probably not.
The biggest thing that people can do, we're choosing adoption because you're getting a pet who is already spayed and neutered, or spaying and neutering their own pets. So the less people who are letting their pets have babies, the less animals that are going to end up unwanted or maybe end up not having enough homes. So spay and neuter is the biggest key to helping control pet population and making sure there's not too many animals. This summer at San Diego Humane Society had our record number of pets in care. We had our record number of puppies at one time. We had 201 puppies at one time. We currently have over 800 kittens available for adoption. And again, that all goes back to spaying and neutering. Those dogs and cats are going out into the community not being spayed or neutered, and they can create more kittens and puppies. We just had a dog named Denny who was adopted after 699 days in our care. Some dogs come in and they might be only there a day or a week. And then we have others like Denny who waited almost 2 years for a home. Every dog, cat, rabbit that we adopt out has been spayed or neutered. It is one of the most important things we can do to help control pet overpopulation.
There is an epidemic of homeless and stray animals in America, and doing things like neutering your pets and adopting them instead of buying them from a breeder are things that you can do to help. Remember, adopt, don't shop.
What do we call ourselves?
We call ourselves mediums of mental health.
And what does it
Ooh, mediums of mental health means that there's not just one way to cope with your mental health or deal with it. There's different mediums, whether that's through art or through any which way that makes you happy and makes you feel like you're at your best mental state and emotional state.
Our mission is to provide a one-stop shop for mental health resources by creating a roadmap that guides youth through their mental health journey. Just like there's many mediums of art, there's also many aspects of mental health and therefore many ways to cope. And because art is such a universal language that everyone knows, by using art to show these things, we're creating a safe space for these kids. So our project is essentially for the youth, by the youth.
Created from the 2024 San Diego Aspen Challenge by a team of Mission Bay high schoolers, Mediums of Mental Health designs and creates custom interactive chalkboard murals for elementary, middle, and high school students around Pacific Beach.
Each chalkboard is custom built for the individual school with a catchy title on the top. And then on the bottom, we have 6 steps that guides youth through their mental health journey.
Understanding mental health, it's okay to not be okay, healthy ways to cope, managing our physical health, talking to someone you trust, and seeking professional help. The rest of the space on the board is open for kids to draw and express themselves in their own ways.
There's so many different parts that work together while we're constructing the board, so we like to split it up into different teams so that we can tackle everything at once.
While our communication team works with the school to figure out what they need and what they want on their board, we have our lead artist create our design by sketching out something that's kid-friendly and uses their mascot.
At the same time, I lead our construction team in gathering materials and building the board. We also prime and paint it so that it's ready to be a chalkboard. Next, our whole team comes together for a paint day and we paint the whole board.
When the interactive board is complete, it is revealed to the school at a culminating event to get the kids engaged in learning about their mental health.
Do you want to write something on the board? Okay. So our prompt is what makes you happy. So someone wrote ice cream, or they drew a little picture, like they said playing, or someone said friends.
Our project is really important because mental health affects everyone, no matter their gender, race, or background. And starting it with youth allows us to equip them with the necessary tools and coping mechanisms that they need when they get older.
I feel like our approach through art has been the most successful way in tackling this problem, because not only is there scientific proof for it to reduce stress and anxiety, but it's also just really fun. We have a lot of fun creating these boards, and it helps our own mental health, so we just love to spread this positivity around.
The Mediums of Mental Health initiative is growing and will continue to grow as they partner with more and more schools, reaching a broader audience and working towards their goal of destigmatizing and providing resources for mental health. In the end, they hope to bring about a safer, healthier, and happier world for all.
Makeup. Millions of people wear it every single day, each in a different and unique way. But what is it, and how is it connected to self-image? To begin our exploration, we caught up with Valeria Cortes, a modern and young makeup user at Escondido High School.
I started wearing makeup when I was like 12 years old, and I've been learning ever since, especially during COVID too. Like, everyone was locked in, so I had to do something, and I got into makeup.
But how has this affected her own personal identity?
It helps me feel myself, but then in some cases, some people just don't feel as secure as they typically would when they have a full beat on,
We've seen how a modern person's emotional state is connected to makeup, but how has it impacted the economic environment?
So from an economics perspective, when we talk about makeup, it's what's called an emotional buy. So what that means is it's a product that people buy because it invokes like a feeling in the consumer. So you'll oftentimes notice that products like makeup, products that deal with hair, products that work with weight loss, oftentimes carry a very high price tag because it invokes like an emotional response in the person.
Although makeup is an economic luxury, many people around the world still enjoy it every day. We asked Val about her most important parts of makeup.
My favorite piece of makeup has to be a good eyebrow gel, because I feel like your eyebrows explain exactly what emotions you're expressing. So I feel like a good eyebrow gel is very important to keep your face sharp, just a good eyebrow gel. That's all you literally need for the day.
Seeking different perspectives on makeup, we interviewed our avid tutor, Miss Ireland, an experienced makeup user.
I put on the minimal amount for my eyelids and try to do that, but maybe eyeliner, but I guess eyes, and then maybe I'll put on some lip gloss.
Ultimately, makeup is an addition to someone's personality and helps people represent themselves through a more complex perspective, allowing them to be their best self. Although makeup can be expensive or quote-unquote extra, it's something special for people to connect to themselves.
Hey everyone, have you heard about what the Keeper Club is? Maybe you've heard something about it on the M5, or from your friends, from Club Rush, or maybe the small flyers around school. But do you really know what the club is about? Customizing, modding, and constructing custom keyboards for staff on campus. Since our Mira Mesa High School Keyboard Club was just formed this school year, dating back to September 2024, there's been a lot of planning and fundraising to make this club possible. And as the secretary of the Keyboard Club, I have been with them from the very beginning, from designing our logo, graphics, posting on social media, preparing for our first club rush, and more. And if you've been listening to the M5, we have been working on a project for a couple of months. Here's the Mira Mesa High School Keyboard Club president, Vincent, to tell you what we've been up to.
The club is going very well right now, far better than I imagined, because we're building keyboards and we're getting new people each and every day to learn about the keyboards and learn about modding, customizing, and just what a custom keyboard really is. My vision was to spread what custom keyboard is to all students, staff, and members, and everyone in Mira Mesa. And through this club, it's going very well because of how it's going with the Mr. Blevins project and all the other meetings and all the little activities we've done over the weeks. And overall, the club is going very well because we're doing a lot of things that are branching out to other people, like our teachers, such as Mr. Blevins. And because of that, we hope that it spreads to teachers and students alike through the custom keyboards that we make for teachers. And we hope to have more people understand what a custom keyboard is and maybe even invest themselves into custom keyboards itself. The process starts off with planning. So we plan through the case of the keyboard, the switches, the PCBs, the mods that we're planning on doing. There's various mods such as tape mod, PE foam mod, stabilizers, and all that sort. And we then, after planning all the parts that we want, we order them and then we can construct it. So we start off with the base. We do all our mods that construct a good base and then we add our switches and our keycaps, and we do other mods as well, such as looping switches and creating a better feel for the keyboard and a more personalized custom keyboard for teachers, students, and just anyone in the community that wants a custom keyboard. The environment is pretty lively. It's an open environment where it's welcoming to anyone. It's not very serious as a club as you would think as some other clubs, but it's more like a social type of club in a way.
Now that we've talked about what the club is all about, let's hear from one of our members themselves with a short interview from another Keyboard Club member.
I feel like it's just honestly nice. It's kind of relaxing because rather than being outside, I can be inside the club and be with a bunch of people who are just not necessarily completely similar to me, but like we all have a shared interest, so I feel more comfortable in there.
For the future of the club, I'm hoping that we could branch out to more students and teachers. So as we already built a keyboard for Mr. Blevins, we could build a keyboard for other clubs as well. And we could do stuff like maybe for the teacher of the month, we could build a keyboard for that. And in addition, we could try and invest ourselves into learning more about keyboard itself. There's various niche mods that we could do that isn't as popular, such as Frankensteining. And there's a lot of things that we could do with modding and a lot of things we could branch out to. And that's really my plan for the future. And I really hope that other people would be able to embrace that and kind of sync that energy with the club as I graduate. So
thanks for tuning in, Marauders. We hope you'll come to check us out after spring break. If you want to stay updated, check out our Instagram at mmmhs.keyboardclub. We usually meet every Monday during lunch at room 222, but since it's construction week, we meet every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday during lunch if possible. You can even earn volunteering hours just for attending. Enjoy your vacation, Marauders. We hope to see you soon.
I'm David Gibson, the Executive Officer of the San Diego Regional Water Quality Control Board.
Okay, I'm Morgan Rogers. I'm the Area Operations Manager for the San Diego Field Office of the International Boundary and Water Commission.
My involvement goes back to the 1980s because this is unfortunately not a new situation. I was a research assistant at the Pacific Estuarine Research Lab in the 1980s. In the early 1990s, I was asked to do a biological assessment of the Santa Margarita River, in which I needed to have a reference condition. a pristine river. I could not find such a river in Southern California from San Luis Obispo to San Diego. So I decided to try the exact opposite, the most unpristine river I could think of, the Tijuana River.
Typically during the dry season, which is between like April and October, when it hasn't been raining, there should be no flow in the Tijuana River. However, for the past year or so, we've had continuous flow. So we know there's something wrong in Mexico, that there should not be flow in the river.
The flows can move as far north on the coast as Coronado, and I note today that the Hotel Del is bracketed by exposure warning notices, and it could even reach as far north as Point Loma.
Oh, I'd say it's a 10.
It's an 11, easily. It is the top priority for the regional board for several reasons.
The beach closures, I mean, Imperial Beach and Coronado, those are resort towns. They rely on tourism for probably most of their economy. And when people can't go to the beach and go swimming, they don't visit. So there's a huge economic impact. I'm not sure what that is, but I know it's huge. There's also the health impact.
The California Department of Public Health has decided to impose a complete prohibition on shellfish harvesting, commercial shellfish harvesting from the border to La Jolla Cove. That's how far north they think the risk of pathogens go.
People that live in that area, breathe in the sewer gases, the odors, or if they do go swimming, is the water clean or not? So there's a health issue, an economic issue, and just a quality of life issue.
We have demonstrable public health impacts, not only from water exposure at the beach, but also air quality impacts in people's homes from the sewage flowing by, especially at night. But then there's also the ecological impacts. We've always been concerned about the quality of the water in the Tijuana River. As I said, I chose to sample it because I expected to find the absolute worst conditions in the 90s. That's still true. But during the last 2 years, we've seen a collapse of the ecology of the estuary with a complete loss of all the fish species there. Public health, far more important than fish, but the ecological integrity is also part of the board's mission to preserve and enhance the quality of the state's waters. There are anecdotal levels right now of impacts to birds, and it may be a very small part of the economy, but there was a significant percentage of people coming to Imperial Beach for bird watching, because you can tally a great many birds in the Tijuana River estuary and river valley that you can't easily see elsewhere in the country. So people are realizing that they can't even come here for bird watching. So there's many, many layers of impacts to the community. The wastewater collection system is in Mexico. The treatment plant is in the US. That's a key barrier to managing the whole system.
We're dealing with a foreign government. So we have no enforcement authority on Mexico. We can't tell them to do anything. I'd say their regulatory structure is different than ours. They're way behind as far as what they allow to be dumped in the river.
It comes down to it's a binational watershed, and the laws and customs and traditions and ability to capitalize and invest in operations and maintenance are very different in the two. I'm encouraged by the progress that we're making under Minute 328, upgrading old pipelines, replacing pumps and pump stations, making PBCLA, the river diversion system, operate effectively again. We're on the right track at last, but many of these construction projects take years to complete.
We all live in San Diego, so we understand. We like going to the beaches too. So it's not us versus them. It's we're part of the solution and we're part of the community.
Hello, my name is Nicholas Delgado. I'm a freshman attending Point Loma High School. Today I bring you all my first anime style animation. I made this over a period of less than a month. I put so much effort into this, I hope you all enjoy. This animation was based off my unfinished manga series called Shadow Fire, which is briefly described here. This animation was made in 10 frames per second, so in total this whole thing was a little over 700 images, which were all made by me. All of these frames were made using a website called Magma. They were all put together on an application called CapCut, and these sound effects were later on added using Adobe Premiere Pro. I hope you all enjoyed it. It really means a lot being given the opportunity to show you all my animation. Thank you for your time.
Sweetie, it's time to come in.
Okay.
Long ago, in a realm far away, is the kingdom of Boxlandia, a land where cardboard reigns supreme. From the high hills of Crate Town to the whispering forests of Trunkwood, across the Eternal Pass, and into the fortress of Paper's Pledge, the Boxlandians are united under the rule of glorious King Cardboard, a fair and just ruler of the realm. King Cardboard sits the cardboard throne in the capital city of Boxworth, where spring thrives and civilians flourish. But it was not always this way. For 20 years ago, the reign of King Cardboard was threatened by the Great Box Cutter, a demon of darkness. In the hidden fortress, the Duct of Tape, box cutter united the realm's deepest and darkest followers with the help of Razor's Edge, an ancient blade forged by the tape sorcerers of Sai-Sor thousands of centuries ago. An army of darkness at his back, Box Cutter ravaged the realm, killing all in his path to Boxworth for no reason but bloodshed. With the realm in chaos, King Cardboard made a decision that would change the course of history, uniting the 3 greatest knights of the realm in a mission to end the Great Box Cutter once and for all. Of the Knights of the Realm was William the Taper, finest warrior in all of Boxlandia. Redboard, a seasoned knight who led King Cardboard's armies to victory in the Battle of Harmadeep Pot. And finally, Sir Fancelot, slayer of the Chair Lord with his bare hands on the high hilltops of the Eternal Pass. Together they united, a force of knights to slay the Box Cutter and restore peace. During the sack of Old Chest, the 3 valiant knights engaged the Box Cutter in the greatest duel in the history of Boxlandia. Shields shattered, swords clashed, bodies fell. And in the end, the 3 knights of the realm lay dead in their tracks. The body of the Great Box Cutter was never found. Legends say that he died of his wounds. Others say that one day the Box Cutter will return, greater than ever, and wreak havoc across the lands of Boxlandia. Only time will tell.
Hey.
Yo, bro, what do you wanna... Oh, that's cool. I was thinking of trying this new game.
That's cool. I have to go walk my dog.
Oh, yeah, where are you gonna walk him?
In the woods.
Where did I put that thing? Oh. Long enough.
officials in Detroit.
In the woods.
Norman!
Sometimes, walking home is cold, but I love the sunset. If only I didn't have to experience it alone. Okay. I'm too tired.
Hello? Hello?
Hey, did any of you guys get like a weird text last night? Like, no. I was getting bombarded with texts like as I was doing. No, that's really weird. No, you know what is weird? What? That telephone booth. It's just so eerie, you know. Everybody comes in and they never come out, and it's like I really. Can you guys? Can you shut up? Just for once. I'm so sick of everyone. I mean, seriously, does everyone think I'm some joke? Okay, I just need to get home and sleep. There's no stupid phone booth. Magical phone booths don't even exist. This is so stupid. Hello? Hello.
Is this how you imagined it?
Who's there?
Quiet on set. Sound rolling. Camera rolling.
Scene one, take one.
Action. Welcome back to Movie Network. Today we're interviewing two directors on the new and upcoming movie. What's the directing life like?
It's definitely hard and a lot of challenges, and it takes a lot of skill and effort, but in the end all the hard work pays off and you truly just feel so like full and your passion really shows.
Our new movie is coming out on March 2025. We can't wait for you guys to see it.
Cut. Okay, actors, producers, we need everyone on set. Let's go, let's go. Come on, come on.
I can't believe you'd do something like that.
Cut. That was terrible. We need more passion, more emotion from you. This has to be our best release yet. Like, everyone is watching it and will be counting on us. So we need sound, actors, let's go. We need everyone.
And this is how it all ended.
Great job, guys. That's a wrap. Let's start cleaning this all up.
Woo! Let's get the show on the road.
You know what? I think we need to go out. I think we need to celebrate our accomplishment.
Yeah, you're right. We deserve it.
are you guys here?
Oh, my head.
I don't know what you guys are doing, but you're fired. Wait, no, please, wait, I regret it, wait. Oh, wait, please.
I think my mother will die with the Bible in her hands.
亲爱的天父，谢谢你给我们的饭食，
Or her palms stuck
也谢
together.
谢你给我们定准疆界，使我们可以安然居住。
She will die thinking she's
哦，
loved.
谢谢你给我可爱的女儿。
Right. Every morning since I was 7, my mother has flipped pancakes. I haven't particularly liked pancakes since I was 7. And my mother does this thing with her face. The way she laughs looks the same way she cries, so she really does either.
And Easter felt chilly.
I think some white American girl at a Target register laughed at her accent once.
This is not my bag. She cried.
She rarely talks to anyone in
Has
English.
been stolen. Who will steal a suitcase full of
So that I start to forget the way she speaks.
大学想去哪里？
我想离这边远一点。
加州很好啊，留下来吧。
If I stay here, I'll die. There are times in my dreams where I become my mother. And in this particular dream, my mother's lying on the floor, trying to memorize the lyrics to Love is an Open Door. When I hear it again after all these years, I am the child laying next to her. My eyes start to tear up inexplicably. And I remember what it's like to be your daughter. And on the way home from soccer practice, my mother tells me something about life. The way the Hello Kitty CD player buzzes before playing worship music. The way my smile was missing 2 front teeth for the entire 1st grade. And the way that, if you make enough right turns in a maze, you'll never go wrong. Or, among everything, you'll find a friend who was stupid enough to listen to their mother about mazes. Ma.
怎么了？
下辈子，如果有下辈子，我们再当母女，
perfect. That is what you are. Everything about you is just so perfect. And everybody loves you. Everybody wants to be just like I. What made you so sure in your perfect little mind that I actually loved you? That you were even capable of being loved? When it's just so much easier to hate you. I despise you. Insecure, egotistical, pathetic, disgusting. I hate the way you stop. You're doing it again. What am I doing? Go take a look. It used to be beautiful. What happened? Nothing. It used to be so simple. It used to be perfect. But now I'm just broken. And I don't know how to fix it. Another piece of me falls today. A slice of old flesh that rains down red, born from the blade of my faults. Look at me, bruised, beaten, blinded by my own blood. But maybe someday you'll look again, and you'll see all the beautiful scars that I bear, etched across my skin like the stars in the sky. Maybe someday you'll understand what all of it was worth. Someday I'll find myself somewhere. I'll wake up and I'll open my eyes and I'll see the brightest light in the sky. And maybe that day I'll ask you again, look at me. Are you looking?
When the universe was born, I did not exist. For 4.6 billion years, I was dead. Then, for a very short time, I was born, and for about 100 years, I get to live my life. That lasts for a very short time. Then I'll die. I'll stop existing. I'll go back to the state I was in for 4.6 billion years. I'll be exactly like I was before death. I won't exist. So what am I going to do with this brief time? I'm going to live.
Alright, so let's see what happens.
You are born, you eat, you work, you die. You are born, you eat, you work, you die. You eat, you work, you eat, you work, you die.
Before you know it, you've wasted every precious moment that you cannot go back to. You have to enjoy what is in your life now and take a second to breathe.
Box breathing exercise in the count of 4. 1, 2, ready, go. In the count of 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4.
I cannot make you understand. I can't make anyone understand. I can't even explain it to myself.
you eating that?
Didn't you just come from exercising?
Mama, it's just a muffin. Hey, love, I just want you to be healthy and
Pretty and not chubby. Especially.
I don't want you to stretch those thighs.
I went from an extra large to an extra small in just 5 steps. Number 1, the scale is not your friend. She is a liar. She is mean. She's just there to hurt your feelings. There are
I watch people all the time around me just consuming massive amounts of sugar, and I'm like, oh my gosh, how could you possibly do that? Well, it has to do with awareness. They just don't know.
Can I be excused?
Yes, you may.
No, I just need water.
No, I'm not hungry.
You need carbs, food, in order to have energy. Pick something, please.
No, I'm not hungry. Plus, that food is gross and greasy.
Jenny, you don't have to eat that, but not eating it all can actually harm you. You can get really sick.
I'll be fine. What even happens?
You could start to get headaches and feel lightheaded and weak. You could end up in the hospital. Our bodies need fuel, trust me. not eating at all can actually harm you. You can get really sick.
Hey, so I was thinking, I have this friend in my swim class, and she's a dietitian. I mean, you could talk to her. No pressure. Sure, that'd actually be great. Oh, I'm happy to hear that. I'll be contacting her and just kind of can learn together. Yeah. What do you even do on your spin class? Oh, we do lots of things.
We are coming to you live with some breaking news. Multiple nuclear attacks have been reported across the globe as tensions escalate throughout the Third World War. Scientists have predicted a global fallout as the fire spreads throughout the atmosphere. We urge you to hug your families, stay indoors, and await further instructions.
Where am I?
You don't remember? Before the Scorch, you agreed to this.
Oh. I don't...
Are you ready? It's no problem. We can wait a bit if you need.
No.
Could you state your name for the camera?
Yeah, Charles.
And what year were you born, Charles? That's okay. It was 2033, correct?
Yeah, that sounds...
amazing. I never thought I'd speak to someone from the 21st century.
What?
It looks like the preservation may have made you a bit detached. Why don't we jog that memory of yours?
Memory?
Let's start with this. What do you last remember?
I remember my home.
And what do you miss about your home?
I miss nature, beauty. It's like all the worries you've ever had just fly.
And what were the people like?
Hopeful, yet challenging. There are some who were desperate for survival. But instead of helping them, the fortunate would see them as animals, making anger out of desperation. But then there would be some who stretched their hands to those too scared to ask for help.
Interesting. Care to continue? You seem to be getting better.
Guess so. That's what made me the happiest. Seeing people doing those small things. It gave you hope that maybe things would get better.
But it didn't. Did it?
No.
Did you have someone? Maybe someone you lost?
Nora.
And what was she like?
She was everything.
You must have been a lucky man.
I was.
And what will your message be to the next generation as we approach the Fallout's end?
Fallout? No, this isn't right. You, that badge, I know you.
Tell us about your job.
I was a musician.
Oh, really? What type?
I was a pianist.
What were some of your favorite artists?
Mozart, Bach. I used to play for thousands.
Ah, yes. The world-famous Charles Russo. We still hear about you today. What is one of your most memorable shows?
I played at a place called The Garden. I remember the sound echoing through the woods.
Really?
It was quite memorable seeing the smiles on people's faces.
Charles.
Until the flames came. Because of people. Your people. You did this.
You talked about the nature. What was it like before the Scorch?
It had colors you couldn't dream of. The beauty of it, the beauty of the world, couldn't be matched by anything. Until we destroyed it.
What happened?
Greed, anger, pain. Bottle up enough of it.
Charles?
I remember it all. Cyber. They caused this. You caused the scorch.
Alright, let's just calm down.
You killed them. You killed her. You killed my Nora. You took everything. 300 years. You won't even let me die. Why won't you let me die?
You hold the key to our mistakes, Charles. You hold the key to everything. I don't know what this badge meant to you then, but we lost our chance to the flames. And we cannot lose another.
Please.
Wipe him and start again. There has to be something we can use.
Just let me go. Just let me see my Nora.
If you've ever been in the Carlsbad Village, you've seen the vibrant, collaborative art wall on the side of Senor Grubby's. And for the past 10 years, Brian Snyder, Valley Middle School art teacher and art wall founder, finds a new artist to paint this wall, to create a new, beautiful mural for us locals to enjoy.
As the director, the founder of the art wall, it's been amazing. The artwork has changed every 2 months, and every mural has been different, every artist very unique.
And over the years of this project, Mr. Snyder has always made sure our mural was getting updated, even if it meant housing the artist in his own home.
I've chosen a new artist every 2 months, and that goes from working with the artist with the design, sometimes housing artists on my couch. So all the artists that came to town, sometimes some internationally, did it really as a donation. You know, it wasn't about the pay, it was about supporting a community that supports the arts.
But unfortunately, even with the hard work over the past 10 years to preserve this art wall, it's more than likely that we'll never get to see it again.
I had an artist in town, she's from Texas, and she was excited to paint. I mean, artists around the nation know about the Carlsbad art wall. It's got to that point. And she, you know, it was on her bucket list. She got her chance. And within the first 3 hours of painting the wall, she went to lunch, she came back, and there was a fence around the wall. Without anyone knowing, the landlord decided to fence the property. All artists, including myself, have no access to that project, to the wall. And at this point, the future of the Carlsbad art wall is somewhat unknown.
The issue was the boarded up house on the property next door, which has since been knocked down, and now the property will most likely be built on.
You know, the way that I figure, I didn't expect it to go 10 years, and it went a lot longer than, you know, I expected. So it was just cool to have at that time, but I'm definitely looking for a new location. I mean, it means a lot to the community, it means a lot for artists, so I'll just see what I can find out there.
As they replace this old house next door with something new, the Carlsbad art community can only hope that they do the same thing for the art wall. Reporting for CHS TV with Thomas Mulligan, I'm Jackson Luria. At 7:30, every Thursday and Friday morning, this hand-picked group of Magnolia 4th and 5th graders meet in the auditorium with laughs and smiles on their faces.
My name is Andrew Luria, and I am a news anchor at Fox 5, and I teach Mag TV at Magnolia.
Students call Andrew Mr. Luria, but I actually call him Dad. And he started teaching this program all the way back when I was in 4th grade.
Things our Magnolia community has continued to do even while
And he's been doing it ever since, teaching my siblings and hundreds of other kids along the way. But this year is his last year with the program.
At first I had said, I'm happy to lend some advice at some point if you need it, and then they needed somebody to run it. So I'm like, I'll take it on. So that's turned into 7 years of teaching Mag TV, hundreds of kids that I've had who have come through the program, and I've turned out to actually love this part of my life that I didn't even realize I had this desire to teach.
They've won local, national, and even international awards for their school. And how they decide to use their broadcasting skills in the future is yet to be determined. But some of them will be showing off their skills here at CHS-TV just a few years down the road.
Everybody's always happy and we always get to do funny stories. I think my favorite thing that he's taught me is how to speak in front of a camera.
Yeah, I wish we met every day.
They enjoy it and they know it will help them with their futures.
Yeah, I definitely think Mag TV will help me in the real world.
Yeah, I think it will help me a lot in the future.
These young broadcasters are covering the news about their school and their community, learning how to tell stories, even if they don't know the ending of their own.
What I see from a kid who starts in 4th grade to the end of 5th grade is remarkable, and then it's really neat to see them as they go on to Valley or to whatever school they go to and ultimately into high school. Just to see that it had some sort of impact makes me really happy, and hopefully they appreciate that, if not today, ultimately down the road.
Reporting for CHS-TV in Carlsbad, California with Reese Benson, I'm Jackson Luria.
Mag TV, I'm Jimmy, back to you guys.
For Mag TV, I'm Jimmy, back to you guys.
Nailed it.
It makes me feel bad for them and scared for them, and yeah, I just hope they're okay.
It really kind of worries me a bit, but here I feel safe.
It makes me feel very bad for them, and it kind of makes me feel worried because I don't want that to happen to our school.
I feel very safe knowing that there's cameras surrounding it and we have a gate and the adults will supervise and know when something bad will happen and we will be safe.
I feel pretty safe, about the people, and I don't feel any threat or nothing, so I feel pretty safe.
I feel pretty safe because I know the staff are working their hardest to keep this campus safe, and then we have big gates outside. So
I feel like I could call this place my second home, where there's going to be no threats or no dangers.
We do have security protocols in place. Those protocols are not shared with the community or staff due to safety and confidentiality. No one should need to know what we're going to do in case of an emergency. A threat is a threat, and if the threat is unsubstantiated, means that it hasn't been proven to be true. It is important that we share the word across the campus with our students, staff, and families that these are unsubstantiated threats. That's quite simple. There's a lot of rumors, a lot of talking, a lot of socialization, and if you hear or see something, say something. Let an adult know so that we can get ahead of it and ensure the safety of our human beings on campus.
Hey Patriots, today we're at the 43rd annual Cross Country Woodbridge Invitational. Let's go check it out. Woodbridge is a 2-day race. It's 3 miles long and tens of thousands of athletes from all over the country come to compete every year.
500 teams compete over the course of 2 days. In terms of size, it's the biggest meet we compete in. In terms of competitiveness, it's the most competitive meet we compete in.
There's no hills, and it leaves you an opportunity to go out and put down your fastest time.
Woodbridge is a race up in Irvine with 13,000 people. There's 52 races, the nation's fastest runners. It's one of the world's largest cross-country meets.
For those who come and participate here, this is something that they'll remember, I'd like to say, for a long, long time.
That was a small look at Woodbridge. Now back to the stew.
All right, everybody, get
math test? Yeah. But I didn't study.
A beautiful brown girl, born from majestic roots that soothe a melodic tune in a world of chaos. As she walks in the trees, she is able to see the beauty in the uncertainty. Restrained from love, is this the land of the free? Justice seems to be pure illusion. We need to end the suffering for the spirit of retribution. She remembered the mesmerizing poetic flow that the Aztecs and Mayans instilled in her soul. Our roots were thrown into fire. She creates magic from the ashes they threw us in. We are burning, but we are not destroyed. Today we see the discrimination and hate towards brown souls who dream to come here for power and change. These raids only create passion for us to participate with this fate. We will aid the pain with healing and grace, no matter how long this takes, because the flames in the fire won't go. The roots are burning and yearning for water to overflow. She hears a whisper from her ancestors to fill the wood with joy. We are burning, but we are not destroyed.
All in. Plus my car.
Called. Plus my dog.
I'm all in. Plus my pet fish.
Most people don't know this, but there are different sounds that crosswalk signs make to indicate the direction you're going. When you hear the crosswalk make a cuckoo sound, it means you're going north-south. The chirp means east-west. Sometimes the signals don't function properly and will not have the sound to indicate your direction. If you see someone in public who may need assistance, do not be afraid to offer help. 2.5 million people in the USA are legally blind. Just because someone has a visual impairment doesn't mean they can't do anything someone without a visual impairment can.
If you haven't lived under a rock, you've probably heard of Alzheimer's disease, or AD. About 10% of people aged 65 or older have AD, a neurological or brain-damaging disease that causes dementia, a loss of memory. About 4 in 10 cases of dementia are preventable from a young age. Studies show higher levels of educational engagement reduce your risk of AD. High BMI, diabetes, smoking, and stress have been proven to increase the risk of AD. Be knowledgeable, and let's stop AD together.
Hello America! Have you purchased the ADHD bundle pack? If so, here's how you can follow at home. To start, are you interested in locking in? Too bad! Play some Block Blast instead! Have an irresistible urge to drink caffeine? Great idea! You'll be tweaking out all day! Over time, you'll learn to hate yourself for being so inefficient. The good news is, this is pretty easy to learn how to become numb to it. All you need to do is have an intense dedication to undedication. Some say it leads to depression, but we prefer to call it the easy way out. Many of our clients have helpfully recommended that sleeping through the day can help avoid the pain and stress of having things to worry about. The writer of this advertisement was too lazy to write another horrible sitcom joke, so please take the disclaimer instead. Warning, may include side effects such as depression, anxiety, tweaking, uncontrollable laughter, irritability, and hyperactivity. Please consult your doctor for usage. Terms and conditions may apply.
You hear them every day. You have your favorites, you have your least favorites, but how do they come along? This is how you can write a song. Step 1. Pick your topic. There are many topics to choose from. Some are about love, some are about hate, some are about apples. Choose a topic that interests you. Step 2. Pick your key and tempo and then create a drum beat to go along with it. The simplest way to start a song from scratch is to pick out the key, the pitch of the song, and then the tempo, the speed of the song. Then, in the style that you want to do, create a drum beat for your song. It can be simple, but it can also be catchy at the same time. Whatever sound you like. use it. You can experiment with different sounds too to get the best outcome. Step 3. Make a chord progression. What is a chord progression, you may ask? It is a series of chords which are 3 or more notes played at the same time within the confines of a key. More advanced artists might sometimes go out of the key for a chord to give the song a unique sound. Step 4. Add in vocals. No song is complete without lyrics. Whether they be catchy, repetitive lines or soulful ballads, every song has some sort of lyric to go along with it. In a standard song, the pattern is usually verse, chorus, verse, repeat chorus, bridge, and the final chorus. However, you can change the order as much as you want, depending on the song you are going for. For this one, I have started with the chorus, and then I go into the verse. Step 5. Add the pizzazz. In my expert opinion, every song has something that makes it stand out. Something unique that makes the listener hang on to the song even after it's already done. This could be a cool beat, a musical riff, or anything that has a unique sound to it that still fits within the song. Step 6. You're done. Good job, you finished a song. Writing a song is one of the ways that I express myself, and it has been an outlet of creativity for me for as long as I can remember. It's something that I'm truly passionate about, and I am very lucky I have been able to find it. Now the next steps are to produce a song, but that's another video.
Yeah, osteopathy just means that you believe in the mind,
Okay, one moment. Let me go check if he's in for you today.
So, but I'm not sure.
Hey. There's someone that wants to speak with you in the front.
What color is he?
He's black, African American.
Tom, I'm not available today.
But he's not in today. You can't come in. I'm sorry, but you're not allowed in today, so.
Hello. I pay all my car notes. Why won't you give me this loan?
Well,
Why, sir?
well, sir, checking your previous history, seeing that you went to prison for murder. Sir, I can't really give anything to you right now. It's detrimental to my bank as an owner to not lend money, loans, to people like you.
You said people like me? What do you mean by that?
Well, seeing as you just came out of prison.
No. You said people like me.
I think you know what I mean. Sir, I'm gonna have
What
to
do you
call
mean,
security.
people like me?
Either you leave my bank,
No.
or you'll be in prison back.
I'm not having a talk.
I think you know what I mean.
Say it again, please. Say it again.
Security's here to get you. You got this one.
Okay. You know, people like me have a chance. Get out!
Here, you want me to be a robot?
Sure.
We'll beat up Leland.
There's Leland before the accident and Leland after the accident.
He was just your regular kid who loved sports, he loved playing with his friends. We really didn't know if he was gonna make it.
There's a lot of light in that boy, and he's had that light and he didn't ever lose it. It looks a little different after his injury.
He was just such a charismatic boy, personality-wise.
2 years ago, Leland Corman was a happy, athletic, active third grader at Magnolia Elementary. He was a hockey player, a football player, a typical 8-year-old kid. He had the kind of energy that lit up a room.
So it was our oldest son's birthday, Dylan.
He wanted to go jump on the trampoline with his sister.
And Maggie and I kind of looked at each other and we were like, fine. Leland and Lily came running to the back door. We hit heads, we hit heads. Neither Lily nor Leland had any mark of impact at all. We got the kids to bed and I heard really loud snoring.
And I found him flailing his arm and I pulled him over towards me and he had thrown up and was not conscious.
I was kind of prepared for him to stop breathing at any moment. They literally told us we don't know if he'll live.
He's going to the hospital.
It's like time just slows down. I mean, we didn't sleep at all for days. For all intents and purposes, without the machines, he was dead. And we watched the monitor, the brain waves go and just stop. And it's like there's zero brain activity now. Like, I mean, you're watching that as a protector and stuff. That's just like, man, he just, I don't know.
Leland suffered from a brain bleed and a large blood clot. His doctors removed part of his skull and placed him into a medically induced coma. He spent months in the hospital recovering, communicating at first with only a blink.
I think the moment for me that I knew if things were gonna be really, really bad or manageable and okay was removal of the breathing tube. I don't know, something in me just said, if he doesn't breathe on his own, once they take this out, like, he's not coming back to us. And they pulled it out and he breathed and I was like, oh my gosh, like, okay, all right, like that is the biggest step. Like that's everything right there. Yeah, and then I remember his first thumbs up.
Back home in Carlsbad, Leland's classmates at Magnolia Elementary rallied for their friend, learning a lesson beyond books. And because of their support, Leland came back stronger than he left.
And I just wanted to give him all the support we could.
The thing that never changed about Leland was his personality. He has so much confidence and he's just a really cool kid. He always has me laughing about his Napoleon Dynamite jokes.
Can you fat lord?
Yeah, he's a true joy and he's an inspiring kid.
Leland brings out the best in the people around him and finds the bright side in every situation, including his own.
I could have died twice. And that I lived somehow.
For a lot of kids, it would be about what you can't do. But for Leland, it's about what he can.
I can't use this hand, but I could give like high fives and stuff. And speaking of, I actually have a guitar.
Yeah? There's a lot of things he can't play like he used to.
It's gonna be hard to do with one hand, but I could try.
But he plays in every way he can.
That's awesome, dude. That's so cool.
Most kids couldn't come back from what Leland's faced.
Let's go, Leland!
But Leland is not most kids.
Instead of saying like, oh yeah, why me? Like, when this happened to me, my life is horrific. Well, instead, you could say, why not me?
Another sunset and another sunrise. Each and every one is its own surprise. I believe it's good to be alive. All the wonders of this world, every glory unfurled. Take a minute and go outside. Yeah, yeah, take a minute and go outside. Walking down the sidewalk on a sunny spring day, see all the people. We're all trying to find our way. Mamas with their children, a few dogs with their humans, sending out some good vibrations, make the world a kinder place for. Another sunset and another sunrise, each and every one is its own surprise. I believe it's good to be alive. All the wonders of this world, every glory unfurled. Take a minute and go outside. Yeah, yeah, take a minute and go outside. Listen to the children laughing, playing in the streets, recreate the whole world, so every child is this safe and free. Music maker on the corner, trees and flowers join the chorus, sing us songs of love's redemption, overflowing truth and beauty. For another sunset and another sunrise, each and every one is its own surprise. I believe it's good to be alive. All the wonders of this world, every glory unfurled. Take a minute and go outside. Yeah, yeah, take a minute and go outside. Outside your house, out of your frame of mind, beyond your culture, your regular reason and rhyme, out under this big, big expansive sky. For another sunset and another sunrise, each and every one is its own surprise. I believe it's good to be alive. All the wonders of this world, every glory unfurled. Take a minute and go outside. Yeah, yeah, take a minute and go outside.
Andrew, otherwise known as Tricky For Real, is an aspiring rapper right down the street in Oceanside. And every day from the moment he wakes up and puts his head down to grind, to produce, and to rap his songs.
Lil Uzi Vert who I was a big fan of, he never dropped in 2018. And that's when 2017, 2018 is kind of when I started. So I was like, I need something to listen to. And so I just started making music.
But it wasn't always this way. Tricky's old neighbor, Milo, has been a good friend of his for the past 6 years.
I remember I didn't want to make music on him, but he made one song in his house and he came over, he brought his laptop over, and then we just do it for fun at that time, you know what I mean?
And originally the songs they made when they met were just jokes, but with their persistence, it's become a lot more than that.
It's just making more music, honestly, you know what I mean? It's like every time I make a new song with him, it's just like, I feel like there's just like, the connection between us just keeps going, you know what I mean?
From the humble beginnings they started at, they continue to work on the daily to create art, not only to entertain, but to also showcase their hard work and to one day make a name for themselves.
Going out into San Diego, there was a decent crowd. I performed Change for Me in downtown San Diego, and I felt like a little crowd right there. They were vibing, yeah.
And one day when their dedication pays off, their simple friendship will have become the partnership of a lifetime.
Honestly, the whole process of making it, I love just making the music.
Reporting from Oceanside, California for CHS TV with Ben Hampton, I'm Jackson Luria.